Hello and welcome to Full of Food. Using the bake function on your air fryer is a great way to make a banana loaf. I've added chocolate chips to mine, but you can pack it full of whatever ingredients you like. A full list of ingredients is in the description, and I'm using my easy bake cake recipe here, in which you just need to weigh your eggs and then everything else follows on. So on to those ingredients. So I've got some overly ripe bananas here, some self-raising flour, some butter, eggs, sugar, and like I said, I'm popping some chocolate chips in. You could put nuts, you could put anything. Good old vanilla essence. Love to have this in any cake I make. It just adds a little bit of extra flavour. And then I've got some Frylight to help with lining my tin. I'm going to do mine in a tin, but you could use these lovely silicone moulds. I got these recently, I just haven't tried them out yet. So this is the tin I'm using. It's just a china one. You could use a metal one. We're going to line it later. I'll show you how to do that. So on to the method. This is the easiest cake ever. It's how I make most of my cakes. Grab your eggs, however many you want, and weigh them. So mine are about 120 grams. And I'm then going to add exactly the same weight of my flour, sugar and butter. So before I do that, grab your bananas, pop them into a bowl, and we just want to mash them up until they're in quite small pieces to make that lovely banana flavour in our loaf. So keep going until they look roughly like that, nice and mashed up. And then what we're going to do is pop our eggs in, and as I said, I know mine weigh 120 grams, so you can adjust this recipe for a bigger cake, smaller cake, but I've got 2 eggs here, so they're 120. So all I'm going to do is grab my scales back, and I'm going to add the same amount of self-raising flour. And self-raising we want to use so our cake rises a little bit. If you want to, you can add some extra baking powder in there. I don't bother. And so pop your flour in, and then next up we're going for the same weight again of sugar. This is just caster sugar, but you could use granulated. It doesn't matter with this cake. You could use brown sugar, whatever you like. It's just the fact that you're using the same amounts. And then I've got some soft spread here. I find this is easier to combine. If you're going to use proper butter, make sure you let it come to room temperature. And then good old vanilla essence, about a teaspoon there. Just pop that in. And then all you do is mix it. So this is called a quick mix cake, and you literally dump everything in there, mix it, and you've got the lovely banana in there as well. So I've just used the spoon to break up that spread a little bit, and then keep mixing, and you can see those lovely lumps in. And then good old chocolate chips. So pack those in there. I'm going to save a few behind just to make a little drizzle on the top. So fold those in. And like I said, you could add here nuts, cherries, sultanas, anything you want. I'm going to use the ninjafoodi smart lid, but you could use any air fryer that has a bake function. Like I said, I've got this china dish here. I'm going to spray that with Frylight. And the reason I do that, even though I'm using baking parchment, is to make my baking parchment stick. So a nice little top tip there. You know when sometimes you put it in and it moves around and then you try and put your cake mix in and it doesn't work. So make that stick to the sides. Pour that lovely banana and chocolate chip cake mixture in, spread it out a little bit, and then I like to just put some extra chocolate chips on the top. I just think it makes it look extra nice. So just scatter them on the top and just push them in a little bit just so that they don't burn. There we go. So we're using the ninjafoodi smart lid. We're literally going to pop this into the rack, and we're going to use the bake function on this one. So close that up and choose bake. Now your timing will depend on how many eggs you used and how many bananas you used, the size of your bananas. So with this one, I just suggest that you keep checking. Mine took a while, and this is after about 10 or 15 minutes when I suggest that you cover your cake, because it is going to burn, and mine did burn a little bit in this one. So I just use the other rack with some foil, and you can add some more foil as you go along as well. So there you go. Little bit brown, but doesn't matter, will still taste amazing. I've taken those extra chocolate chips and I've melted them, so I've got a nice little drizzle there. So grab that out. You can see all that lovely banana goodness in there. Those little chocolate chips caramelised on the side. A little bit of a burn in the corner, but hey ho. Pop that chocolate drizzle on the top. The nice thing about using that chocolate is it will then set and become nice and crispy on the top. And there you have it, a lovely, really easy banana loaf. Best way to use up your bananas. and the best cake recipe that I could ever tell you about. Weigh those eggs and then just put the same amount of ingredients in as the weight of your eggs. So banana chocolate chip loaf there, lovely chocolate chips. Hope you enjoy.